Okay, good evening, students. Sorry, I'm not in a position to open up my camera. Wait, let me switch on my camera and just show me that I'm here for you. Wait, I don't know whether it will work. Okay, wait, I'm here, then you can see me. Okay, then I'm going to switch off the camera. Right. So, hope you can hear me. And, okay, good, right. And so now the thing is, we have covered almost all the components of your course content. And yes, so we focused on a lot of things for the past 2.5 months. And we have three remaining components in your course. That is, we had to discuss about the IMRAD structure of research report writing. Plus, we had to teach you citations and referencing, which we'll be doing today. And on next Tuesday, we'll be, no, yeah, no, on next Friday, we will be teaching you on doing academic presentations and on delivering academic presentations, and the whole 2 hours will be on it. And also we won't giving you a paper, but now okay, so we will be assessing by the quizzes we set it up in the Moodle. Plus, also one of your assessments will be the delivering an academic presentation according to a thematic area which we'll be giving you. So that will be an recorded presentation for you. So you have to record the presentation and send us, and then we'll be giving marks for you. So the entire Friday lesson will be on how you should deliver an academic presentation. And so please make sure to come to the Friday lesson. So it will be helpful for your CA, and also will contribute to your final mark. And yeah, and also we'll give you a small take-home written assignment, which is based on referencing, citation, synthesizing, evaluating sources, and then paragraph writing, essay writing. It is simply a combination of uh, all these areas. So it will be a take home assignment which will give you like 2 weeks to complete. And also your academic presentation, your other assessment also will give you 2 weeks for you to prepare the presentation and submit. Yeah, so that's it. And the other component comes from the vocabulary quizzes and the other, like the weekly quizzes we set in LMS. So the other component will the other like the portion for your final grade will come from that, the model quiz, right? So yeah, so these three components will be the will yeah, and third one will be the academic S. No, sorry, sir. So you have the third one is the we'll be giving them to prepare a academic essay or something, a synthesis, academic synthesis or something, writing or something, essay. Yes, we're giving my academic essay to write. Yeah. I mean, it is not a 500-word essay, but it will be like you have to prepare a small kind of a report, not a essay it's of 1,000 words, but we'll give the guidelines. I mean, it will take you like 3,000 words or something. Uh, Like we will be extending the word count, but we'll see. We thought of first giving you 1,000 word essay, but we'll see. Yeah. So it will be, yeah, citations, yeah, will, yeah, 2,000 words. Yeah, okay. Minimum 2,500 words. So we'll be giving you a topic and you have to search for sources for the related to the topic, and then build up an argument, and then yes, research and build up your argument, and then quote, yes, everything, and then write and clear academic essay, giving your position about about the topic we give you, right? It's like minimum 2,500 words. The minimum is 2,500 words, but you can go beyond that. But please do not go less than 2,500 words, right? Okay, and then you have to compile a whole list of references for your academic essay. So compiling the reference list also we'll cover today. Yes, so to your friends who didn't come today, please tell them to watch the recording, because this will be your third CA, right? Yes, and plagiarism. Yes, we'll be looking for plagiarism, and also we'll be assessing. I mean, we'll be penalizing you for plagiarism as well as AI plagiarism also, right? So you can't simply over rely on AI. So we'll be using cross check. I mean, we'll be assessing two levels of plagiarism, that is source plagiarism and AI plagiarism. And yeah, right. So that's your CA. There's three CAs. Uh, yeah. And so, okay. And what we are going to do is, now we talked about your three CAs. That means your three assessments, which will carry out like 33% of your final grade. Each will carry about 33% of your final grade, divided into three. And uh, okay. So that's all. And also good news, guys. So on Friday we'll be teaching you the lesson on delivering academic presentations for the entire 2 hours. And on Tuesday, it's our last day, right? Tuesday, July 15th is your last day of the course. And taking now it's a 5 hour it's a 1 hour session, so during the first hour we have another small, very small component which we couldn't cover, that is describing objects, describing processes, describing mechanisms. So this is very much important in your STEM studies, although it's a very small task, but we'll cover that lesson in like 30 minutes. And then the other 30 minutes we can like have a farewell or something, not farewell, but we can have a small chat, and then we can clear all your issues about anything about the course, and anything, and then any issue about your assessment submissions, on all those stuff. And in 30 minutes we can have a small informal chat about any problem or any mystery areas regarding this I mean the ending of this course, right? Yes, right. So good news, guys. We'll be stop burdening you by July 15th. So mark your calendars. By on July 15th is the final day of the Acalistem course, right? Right. So where are you guys? Right. Now, hope you are with me. So if you are like me, don't cry. Right. So yeah. So okay, we can have a small chat on Tuesday. on Tuesday 15th, and then if you guys are like very much enthusiastic, we can let you come into University of Moratu and have a small farewell. Like after you submit your assignments, like now we are giving you like we are giving you a time span of 2 weeks to submit your assignments there. So after you submit your assignments, you're free, ne? So then we can plan a day which you can come and meet us, and then we can have some physical meeting and any kind of thing. So like a not a colloquium at University of Morito Department of Languages. Yeah. So uh, right. And so today the lesson is now today today the lesson is on the IMRAD structure and referencing and citations. So we'll be starting from the IMRAD structure. Yes. So yeah. So as you see, the physical meeting is at Department of Language University of Morado. So we can think of it. First, finish your two assignments and be free of your assignments. So once you finish submitting your assignments, then you're free. Ne? So then just we can plan a time slot convenient to you, and then we can meet a physical meetup, right? Okay. And yes. So back to the lesson. We are to discuss about the IMRAD structure of research writing. So yes. So we have an esteemed guest today meeting with us live for this discussion about the IMRAD structure. I mean, the IMRAD structure of report writing. So let me introduce him. He is Prasanna Ratnayake from the Department of Languages, University of Moratuwa. So, like, okay, now, okay, clap luck means, okay. And, uh, okay,
Good
right.
evening, everyone. Good evening.
Okay, clap Sweden, okay, right. Now, IMRAD structure. So now, so Prasanna Ratnayaka, these students, now when we talk about the context of these students, background of these students are after A-level students, and these students have learned, have completed their A-levels in the science stream, and they are pursuing, they are eagerly waiting to start their higher education in STEM, in a STEM track. And yeah, so IMRAD structure, and like why does how does this what it now, okay, just without jumping first into the question, like what is this IMRAD structure, I would like to know, like why is this IMRAD structure relevant to these people, these students who are just after A levels and who are just waiting to enroll in their first year in their undergraduate degree.
Well, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to see your students. Good evening, everyone. And yes, you must be wondering what this hilarious thing is going to be. Actually, this is not going to be sort of a hilarious, humorous thing, but this is kind of a new way of delivering lessons. Now universities are moving more into not just the traditional sort of deliveries. I don't know how the situation out there in Sri Lanka, but it's going to be the trend in other universities around the world. So that there is a new genre called duos and trios. A couple of lecturers coming into discussion, so that a forum like a Q&A session, like a chat talk like discussions do go ahead. And with that, the students are also becoming part of the forum from which people start to begin learning and partake in active learning. So what we're going to do today is a kind of something like that. So Madam Ashwini will be taking me as a host, guest in hosting in your session. And of course, in this particular case, Madam Ashwini will be questioning me and I'll be answering you. And on top of her questioning, there will be questions coming from you also to the discussion. So let me take the first question. For you all guys to convince that I'm here, let me switch on the camera so that you'll be able to see me, the old fellow. teaching you all academic literacy. So good evening, everyone. Hi. I would love to hear a hi or any response on your screen so that I know that you are there responding to me. Some of you have said hi. Yes. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you, SSC. Right. Okay, great. With that, cheers, let's look at the first question. Why IMRAD structure or this academic writing structures or the generic, very essential features of research writing, how this is going to be really relevant to you all. So what you can see on screen is actually a little bit of a canonical structure. You know what is a canon? Canon is a shape that is distinguished, as you can see on screen, with a bigger funnel-like opening and then funnel end-like bottleneck, and then once again a funnel opening at the beginning. You know, a canon. It looks like a canonical structure. And you must be wondering why the hell that a canonical structure or something like that is going to be part of this whole discussion. Let me tell you. Now, one of the biggest challenges in coming to know about research and this research world is before this research writing or rather research communication began somewhere back in about 200 years ago, when scientists do the scientific experiments in their isolated universities, isolated laboratories, and isolated chambers of their particular universities, you know, they were actually doing their research alone. So, for example, a chemistry professor will be doing chemistry researches in a chemistry lab in his own, and he has lab experiments and he writes those things in a particular way that he can understand it, and he teaches those things to his students. And in another university, a physics students and a physics professor is going to do his physics research, and astronomy professor in another university does his research. And all these researches were happening all around the world in isolated chambers or laboratories. But research were happening here and there. And there came a time which these researchers felt like communicating with the other researchers around the world. And for that, they invented something called scientific or research colloquiums. What happens in these colloquiums is, say, for example, all the physics researchers come into a gathering called colloquium. And in that particular colloquium, researchers, they were doing their researches and they bring something called a speech or research paper or something called a research speech into that particular colloquium. So when they bring those research talks into the colloquium, every other researcher who were doing research on the other ends were also participating, and they come to know what person A is doing as research in his university, and then person B, person C, and D, and so on. The researchers who are doing same line of research were meeting and discussing. So this is how scientific communication began all around the world. And this scientific communication actually were happening in such a diverse style. Diverse style in the sense, a professor from Cambridge writes his research paper and does his presentation in a very particular way, unique to his own practice, expertise, and what we call his own way of doing it. And a professor from University of Groningen from Amsterdam will be doing his research in a particular way. He'll be doing his presentation in a unique way of his own. So that people were doing research in different and diverse ways, so that research colloquiums brought these diverse research into discussion. So that is how research communication began. And then in these research colloquiums, they were showing up presentations and posters and elaborations, visual diagrams, you know, lots of things were there. And when a couple of these colloquiums happened to begin, and when a couple of these things happen year after the year, they all were coming into certain what we call traditions. Traditions in the sense when the researchers start to do presentations, they were following a particular template, structure where they start to do it, where they bring certain topics to discuss, and they end it up with a Q&A session. So this is how the scientific communication began and evolved and come into a comprehensive, understandable frame. So that is the beginning of research communication. And with that, the so-called IMRAD structure began. What is IMRAD structure? That stands for a particular layout where introduction stands for I, methods M, results and discussion RAD. So these four components were all in all an essential part of research papers presented here and there. And by looking at them, we today are going to look at how this IMRAD structure is going to be a central, let me say, layout of any research communication with which we'll be able to understand their common features, where to pick up fish data, and all that. So that is my introduction to IMRAD structure. Madam Ashwini, you can pose a question on our audience on the things that we've been discussing. We'll be able to get the answer on chat or maybe on open microphones so that we'll be able to see and hear how our friends are doing. So guys, are you getting me? And are you getting the discussion here? It seems Madam Ashwini has lost her connection, but she'll shortly join us. Until she joins, let me ask one question. Tell me in your chat quickly what IMRAD stands for. If you just carefully observe what is shared on your screen, you'll see what it is. What IMRAD stands for. I'm getting answers. Thank you, Lakshmi. Yeah, introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Okay. Well, Taruka, thank you. You're also bringing the idea back to the screen. Well, others, are you getting me? Thank you, Sridhi. I'm just wondering what happened to Madam Ashwini. Maybe she has lost her connection. She'll shortly join. And until she joins, yes. Thank you, SOC. Introduction, methods, research, and it is results and discussion, right? Results and discussion. Okay. So let me ask, I happen to answer the first question. I will invite, thank you, Dilum, for bringing the abbreviation, introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Okay. So until we get the second question posed on the forum, I will invite one of you to be open-minded and think critically why we are talking so much about research papers, research articles, and IMRAD structure. Can you make a guess? Why is this going to be really, really important? Can you think of? Before I explain it, I want you to respond to me why it is going to be important. Can somebody unmute and tell me? Okay. Your answer could be a nonsense, but still tell us. We are very much willing to listen to those. Come on, friends. Welcome back, Madam Ashwini.
Hi, yes. So you were talking about how the history of this, the history of science communication and how these people wanted a method to disseminate their knowledge, and they, I mean, they, yes. So Lakpit is answering a question. I mean, you can continue your discussion. Sorry for interrupting, and I'll just jump in my next question, right?
Yes, ma'am. So I happen to pose the first question. I happen to ask from them why do you think, why and how could this very idea of IMRAD structure, why such a formatted way was required, why it was required as part of the research colloquium. So Lakshmi began his answer telling that to stay updated and communicate ideas clearly. Yes. And Dilum also says to get clear idea about researchers. Well, so they are making guesses why we really need a proper structure, proper what we call layout on making research visible to the others and making research comprehensive to the others. So IMRAD structure is typically a structure where we identify whenever, from whatever corner of the world, if somebody communicates with the scientific world in a form of either a research article, maybe form of a book, form of a monograph, or a form of a colloquium research paper, or any form of research writing required to have at least 4 components elaboratively incorporated in their research paper. They include IMRAD, introduction, which actually brings a general context of the work where the research becomes part of the particular research done by a particular person, how it can be part of a bigger picture. That is where the general introduction comes in. And we'll be going into these IMRAD structure. Yes, madam, I'm waiting for your question.
Okay, right. Now, you are all aware about like why this kind of a structure was invented and what's the purpose of presenting a research or a new finding fitted into a structure like this. And okay, so Prasanna, I see a small diagram, image here,
Yep.
and it says the breadth of discussion, a line in between, and we can see the line become an arrow, and then in the towards the beginning it becomes wider, and then towards the middle it becomes narrow, and then towards the end it becomes again wider. So now what is the purpose of placing such an diagram in to illustrate this IMRAD structure?
Well,
What does this diagram actually represent?
well, well, ladies and gentlemen, to answer that question, yes, you are yet to begin your researches, but I'm sure that you have heard about researchers and you have read at least just a single article. Now, yes, now you see this canonical structure, which starts with bit of a bigger opening, and then it comes to a neck-like narrow area, and then once again going into a bigger opening at the end. Now, this typically tells when you communicate with your reader, when you are the researcher, you do your research and you report it to a community of other researchers. That is basically the research communication, what we call stakeholders, who the people involved in research communication. You do your research and you project it to another community of researchers who are doing research like you. So you see the audience you are writing, and your writer, as a writer, you are coming from a similar background. What is the similarity? You are a researcher, your readers are researchers. And as university students, when you refer to knowledge, you all have to actually refer to these papers to get to knowledge, because research is happening in every minute all around the world, and those research is published in journal articles. And when you read those research articles, then only you come to know what are the most latest findings in the research world. And if you just stick to a particular given textbook published 10 years ago, maybe the present situation of that particular subject different, because research is happening. That's why we often invite you to go and refer to the research articles. And the question I'm answering is this: why there is a structure like this? A bigger opening at the beginning, breadth of discussion. It is because we are inviting our readers to locate the particular research in a bigger picture. So, for example, if you're studying about food sciences, food science deals with lots of foods, every source of food source. But within the food science structure, our research is all about a tomato, right? So the very field that you are working is food science, in which our research is all about tomato. And in our research, we are talking about the seed of the tomato, a particular ingredient in the seed of the tomato, which is going to heal cancers. So you see the relevance. Now, your particular research falls within food science and research in cancer and research in nutrients. So it's a bigger field. So when you start your discussion, you have to get the attention of these whole fields. There are three fields that I was referring: food science, and then nutrition, and then cancer studies, because all these three domains are connecting to this particular research. But you are talking about tomato seeds, a particular feature in tomato seed which can cure cancer. Now you see, the breadth of your discussions have to begin from this bigger spectrum, or rather bigger audience. So you are making your research appealing to food science and nutrient science, and of course cancer scientists who are all around the world. That's why the breadth of the discussion in the research paper is going to be big at the introductory level. So you are inviting them all to come in. And when you come into the discussion, you narrow it down to somewhere where you tell them, yes, to heal cancer, there is a nutritional material, or rather element, in tomato seeds. And in that particular tomato seed, I'm talking about its particular chemical analysis. You see? Now you're narrowing down the whole thing, because you are talking about the method used in your things, and you're bringing only your results. You get? So it's towards methods and results that we come back to the narrow part of this research article, and then we bring into a discussion. In the discussion, what we are doing once again is, our particular research is we are going to place it in a bigger world of researchers where others can explore further into many, many areas of research. So this discussion, starting from a very bigger spectrum of ideas and then bringing into your research is something very small in the big research field. That's why the very structure narrows down. once again, your findings can be bringing into a bigger world of discussion. That's why this particular structure is used. Did I make a clear discussion, or rather, did it make a clear answer? Did I bring a clear answer to the question? I'm asking from not Madam Asmini, but from my dear researchers who are going to be the researchers in the next couple of years. Friends, did I answer your question rightly? Thank you, Sweden. Sweden says she understood. What about the rest? We want the response. Come on. Thank you, Dilu. Well, Madam Ashwini, we can go to the next question. Or rather, you can add anything up on top of what we were
Yeah.
discussing.
So again, yeah, he particularly talked about how this breadth of discussion changes from the introduction section, and how it becomes narrower towards the methods, and becomes like we specifically spot out the results, which is very narrow. Our breadth of discussion becomes very narrow, very specific, and then again our breadth of discussion becomes wider towards the end of the report, where we connect our research into the wider, the wider uh, disciplinary matter. For example,
Wider
now we
literature, yeah.
start wider literature. Yeah, we start relating to a very wider literature in the introduction, and then we little by little narrow our discussion into our research towards the, and then it becomes very narrow towards the results, where we uh, spotlight our results, our research and our results, and then towards the discussion we start relating our findings or results to the wider literature, and then it becomes so it becomes wider. Yes. So
So,
that's
guys,
simply it. So I
yeah.
simply again, it's simply like we are now. Now here again, research communication is not simply presenting the things we found, but it also contains a bit of like making connections of what we found towards the other works that were already published in that specific discipline, right? So that there where we comes the introduction, where the breadth of discussion is very wide, and also towards the discussion the breadth of discussion is very wide, where we relate our work to the wider literature. Yes. So Mr. Prasanna, shall we just go through the five okay, IMRAD, right? So this specific structure is called IMRAD, and if we spell out it's IMRAD, right? IMRAD. And why what does this IMRD stand for?
Yeah, I think they at the beginning they happen to know it and they happen to guess it
Yes,
out of
yes, they guessed it. Can we just quickly go through the specific components in the IM? In these sections.
right.
Just we can
Sure.
see it clearly in the picture, but better if you could run through them, and then we could better if you could show them a real, an authentic article following this IMRAD structure, and then
Right.
better if you could split the screen, where we have this uh picture, and also a research article so we can map these things. I mean, map this content into the research article on how they are placed in an actual research article.
Right, right, right. Let me
If
begin with,
you are capable, yeah.
yeah. So quite simply, my dear kids, or rather my dear friends, the whole research article or rather thesis or whatever report that you're writing do not only include these IMRAD components. I stands for introduction, M methods, results, discussion. It contains several other parts as well. But why we call this IMRAD? Because in any of those papers, there has to be necessarily an introduction. There has to be necessarily an episode with methods designing, and then there has to be necessarily a research section and a discussion section. So the very idea is that in any research paper, IMRAD should be there, but it does not mean that it should only have that alone, right? So a research paper, a thesis, or whatever report has couple of things. The first thing is there is something called a front matter. In any research paper, there is something called front matter appears. Front matter is basically about the title of the research and maybe a discussion about who the researcher and where he is working. And then there'll be some catalog of keywords listed out there. So this particular episode is really, really important because when you read research papers, you cannot read a big pataranga wage loku article එකක් කියවන්න බෑ වාට ඒක අදාළද නැද්ද කියලා තීන්දුව ගන්න. So ඔයා ඉස්සරලම කරන්නේ research එකේ title එක දිහා බලනවා. ඊට පස්සේ title එකට පහලින් තියෙන කවුද මේ වැඩේ කරේ කොයි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයෙන්ද කොයි පර්යේෂණ ආයතනෙන්ද කියන අදහස ගන්නවා. ඒකෙන් අපි ගන්නවා මේක කොයි level එකේ result එකක්ද කියලා research එකක්ද කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ keywords වලින් අපි identify කරගන්නවා අපිට අදාළ විෂය පදාසයක්ද මේකට ඇතුළත් වෙන්නේ කියලා. මේ කාරණේ පෙන්නන්න මම දැන් මේ මොහොතේ මැඩම් අශ්විනී දුන්නු challenge එකට ලෑස්ති වෙන්න ඕනේ. හොයාගෙන කොහෙද මේ රිසර්ච් ආටිකල් එකක් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. හොඳයි. මම රිසර්ච් ආටිකල් එකක් ඕපන් කරගන්නකම් ඔබට yes. ඒ අතර වාරේ ඔයාලට කරන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් තියෙනවා. ඒ මොකක්ද? ඔබ මෙතුවක් කියවපු කිසියම් රිසර්ච් එකක් තියෙනවා නම් එය දිහා නැවත බලන්න. අපි වතාවක් මට
Simply
මතක
this is,
විදිහට
yeah. Simply this is a small challenge. I mean, what's the challenge, Mr. Prasanna? I
yeah.
mean, you're telling them to just tell. I mean, we can ask them to now. This is the IMRAD structure. So that is only one structure. That is a widely recognized structure. But if you are so creative, I mean, you can create another. I mean, from all the research papers you have studied so far, can you just create a small outline for a research paper? Like what would it be? And send in the chat. So IMRAD is one way of like presenting our research which is widely recognized. So you just can come up with another way which you feel that is very effective or very, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, what she's telling is now, imagine that you are living in a time which the scientific writing begins as a little, it starts, and you want to introduce your scientific community to bring their results into a form of a writing in a particular template. So we are inviting you to think of a template where uh, everyone can use it to easily understand what someone has done in a research and what the finding and all that. If you think of
Yeah,
that scenario,
yes, yes. Just imagine that you are okay. Just imagine you did a small survey, right? You did a small survey about a small scientific experiment or a survey about people's choices or their psychological things, or you did a small science experiment or anything, and then you have to you need to prepare a report to communicate this your scientific research, scientific small experiment or survey, and what are the things you found out from your small experiment or survey to the wider scientific community or the general audience, right? So you are preparing a small report, right? So in this report, how we are going to organize the content page of that small report? Just just put 1 2 3 and just say how we are going to organize the content page of that small report. Just take a small experiment that you did, or a small survey, like you can that now in this class even you can do a small survey. Okay, you do a small you take a small Google form and ask your friends to fill up their choices. I mean, their choices to study. I mean, their choices to. I mean, their preferable degree streams. Uh, Preferable degree streams, right? So then you just analyze those data, and then you come to a conclusion, and then you are in the survey also you ask the students, like, what are the reasons to choose this degree path? Are you satisfied this degree path? Why are you unsatisfied with this degree path? And likewise, and then you just relate it to certain psychological theories, sociological theories, societal factors, and every economical factors and everything. And then you do some kind of analysis of your findings, and then you come to a conclusion saying that okay, because of these reasons there's a tendency of the youth trying these degree paths, and because of these reasons there's a tendency of the youth not trying these degree paths. Likewise, now imagine this is a small research. You can take any research, think of any research, and then just put 1 2 3 and just say roughly how you're going to organize your content page. You don't have to tell me about the specific survey or the experiment you are going to write in your report, but I only need the content page. So that's a small challenge to you. So you have time until we are finishing the session at, yeah, at about 9 to 9:15. So you have time until 9 to 9:15. So within this discussion, throughout this discussion also you can get insights on different insights also. So then be prepared at like 9 or 9:15 to present, I mean, to let us know your content page. I mean, your preferred content page to in your report, not the IMRAD structure, but your preferred content page. So, was the task clear to you? Was the task clear to you? Hi, was the task clear to you? Ishara, Sanduni, Lakmit, Yasis, Taruk, Sweetie.
yes, Madam
Ah, yes,
Ashwini.
yes.
Yeah, in the meantime, I actually was thinking of which article to be showed off. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
came across one of my articles because we are legitimate to show up ours without it. Because
Mm-hmm.
so
Nah,
let
nah.
us
Yes.
go.
Yes, දැන් මෙහෙමයි මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න ගියේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන්න දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මොකක් හරි පොඩි එක්ස්පෙරිමන්ට් එකක් හරි මොකක් හරි සර්වේ එකක් හරි මොකක් හරි කරනවා. හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ මොකක් හරි පොඩි පරීක්ෂණයක් හරි මොකක් හරි කරනවා. එතකොට ඔය පරීක්ෂණය කරාට පස්සේ ඔය මේ රිසර්ච් එක හරි කරපු පරීක්ෂණේ හරි ඔයා මේ අනිත් අයට කියන්න ඕනේ මේ තමයි ෆයින්ඩින්ග්ස් ටික හොයාගත්තේ මම මේ විදිහට තමයි ඩේටා ටික ඇනලයිස් කරේ මම මේ විදිහට තමයි මේ රිසර්ච් කියන්නේ මේ විදිහට මම ලෝකේ තියෙන ගැටලුවක් හොයාගත්තා ඊට පස්සේ මේ ගැටලුවට මම උත්තරේ මේ පිළිවෙලට මේ පරීක්ෂණ කළා හොයාගත්තා මේ රිසර්ච් ටික මට ආවා ඊට පස්සේ මට මේකෙන් නිගමන වලට එන්න පුළුවන් මේ කියලා අන්න ඒ වගේ ඔයාගේ ওই පරීක්ෂණය නැත්නම් රිසර්ච් එක ඔයා වාර්තාවක් විදියට අනිත් එලි දක්වනවා අනිත් අයට බලන්න. හරිද? එතකොට මෙන්න මේ report එකේ ඔයා content page එකක් හදනවානේ. එතකොට මට ඔය දැන් ඔයාලා ඔය දාන content page එකේ කොහොමද ඔය يعني content page එකේ කොයි වගේ පිළිවෙලටද content page එක හදන්නේ කියලා يعني headings ටික විතරක් මට 1 2 3 4 5 කියලා එවන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඒ කියන්නේ පොඩි චැලෙන්ජ් එකක් අපි දෙන්නේ දැන්. එක විදියක් තමයි ඔය report එක හදන්න ඔයගොල්ලන්ට IMRAD structure එක follow කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් ඔයාලගේම unique ways තියෙනවානේ ඔයාලා කැමති. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලා creative නම් ඔයාලගේම unique ways තියෙනවට හදාගන්න පුළුවන්. අන්න ඒ වගේ unique way එකක් ඔයාලට identify කරන්න පුළුවන් 9 වෙනකම් වෙලාව තියෙනවා. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඒ කියන්නේ හදලා තියාගන්න. හදුවනම් you can send in the chat to me. Yes, Dilum. Roadmap of the research paper. Yes. Like a roadmap or the content page of your research paper report, right? That's right. Not the IMRAD. IMRAD එක නෙමෙයි, but if you have an alternative way of presenting your research data, research findings to the audience. bias කමක් නැහැ. ඒක IMRAD එකට bias වුණාට කමක් නැහැ. But yeah, you can take info from IMRAD. You can change the IMRAD. You can add info into IMRAD. You can delete the information from the IMRAD. Or you can just move the things. Change the order in the IMRAD or do anything to IMRAD. But we need also justifications on why you did so, or else you can create a whole new method, right? That's it's upon your thinking, right? You have the freedom, and then send it by 9 p.m. right? Okay. Did you get what you have to do? Fair or not? So, Mr. Prasanna, so I have given them the challenge. So you can continue answering my previous question.
Well, if you could kindly remind me the question. Yes, yeah, I can remember. Yes, you want me to talk about the front matters and rest of the features in a research article, for which I was actually looking for a research article where I can find what an example from a research paper. And yes, let me share my screen in the meantime so that you'll be able to see the whole thing that I'm discussing. Yes. Now, what you can see on screen is quite simply a website of a journal. Can you all see it? So once you get there, you see the website of the journal is Journal of Desk Research Review and Analysis, right? So once you get to this particular journal, you'll see that, the content pages and all that are given. These are different from one journal to the other. But to get into this research and its pages, I'm going to take one of the researches where my publication happened to be in, right? Now, in this latest research article published in 2024 December, quite recently, you would see somewhere down there an article by me. So I'm going to the article, and once you get there, what you can see there? Quite simple, you will see the journal name on top, and then the particular field of research which it belongs to, and then you will see the front matter. This is the title of the research. from test to teaching, exploring the watchback effect in language pedagogy. And then you see the author's name. And then you come to something called abstract. Now, what happens in this abstract is the whole research and its idea is given in IMRAD structure in the very succinct, very spirited, very essence form as a summary in the abstract. Usually an abstract is between 100 to 200 words in length. In this, we actually bring a very precise summary of the whole research. And then you will see something called keywords. Using these keywords, you will see that people find that this particular research is dealing with this key terminology. And with that, people decide whether this is something relevant to the very particular research that one is doing, whether they can find any information from this research. They detect it by looking at these keywords, by looking at this title, and by reading the abstract. So this is how you also have to get into touch with research articles. So let me download this paper, PDF form, then you'll see it in a big picture, right? So you see the title on top, and then the author, and then the abstract and keywords. Can you see? So this is typically the front matter of any research paper, right? Then we are moving to the first thing, which is we call introduction, right? In the introduction, what we are doing is quite simply, we take a very bigger, open and wider discussion about the big picture of this research. In this big picture, we actually set our research as part of a big research that is happening in the world. So entire world is looking at watchback research and all that, assessment research and all that, and in which we are going to put our piece, or rather our little piece of research. So in the introduction, we simply said what our research is all about. Now you see, in the very beginning of the research paper, we start with nearly 1 page long introduction in which we locate our research in the big picture of research. And then you will see we are moving to the methodology. Now, I stands for introduction, on which we introduce our research, we introduce the research field, we introduce our research into the bigger research field where other research is happening. I think the idea of I is clear. Is it, or is it the case with the others? Hello, friends. And if I am to show you the previous image that I was showing you, which was the IMRAD structure, on which you have seen these things. What were they? Yep. The front matter. There where I talked about title, authors and affiliation, keywords, and abstract goals, right? So this whole area is front matter, and front matter is not included in this IMRAD structure. Now only we are coming to the research. Introduction, right? You see what components are included in the introduction. So it tells the general context of the work, it narrows the research area and research's significance, how it is important, and it identifies in the big picture of research, we identify a particular gap we are filling with our research, and we set them specific research question and all that. And that is how the introduction is usually set. And then we come to the narrower part of the research paper, the methods. Why do we call it narrow? As we happen to explain earlier, now we are not talking about big research picture, but we are talking about our research only. In our research, we use a scientific method which is applicable, which is authentic, and which is right in scientific research. There we say the materials, the particular methods that we use, particular samples we use, particular approaches that we analyze data, and all that are described in methods section. And then we go to our results. With a particular method, we found particular results and we describe our results. Now you see, these methods and results are actually narrowed into our research only. There we do not talk about what others do. We talk about them in the introduction, and we are going to talk them further in the discussion. But in methods and results section, we talk about our research, how we did it, and what our results are, right? And then we go back to the discussion section where we actually discuss our findings with the bigger research world's findings, thereby connecting our research to the bigger world. Madam Ashwini, did I answer your question?
Yes. So, can you just take a STEM related article? An article with lots of findings, because these students are from STEM. So these now we are from social sciences, humanities. So we do not deal with lots of data, but data and statistics. But if we now these STEM people, they are into more statistics, data, and everything. So and theories.
Well, let us
Okay,
move into one. I'm actually taking you to.
not STEM education, but we'll go for a general. We'll go to Google Scholar and just search okay, STEM education. Okay, anything STEM education. Okay, but again,
Yes.
it's more towards humanities and
Education. Yeah,
humanities.
it's more towards. Well, let me go to
Humanities.
IEEE.
Can we go to, yes, we'll go to IEEE, yes.
Well, what you can see on screen is IEEE journals.
I mean, this is their website. I mean, not journals. We can go for PubMed or Science Direct or anything. Okay, flexible electronic is good. Oh yeah, right. Right. So we'll select we'll go for an article there. So do you want, okay. I mean, here we have special issue. Uh, no, just scroll down. Current issue view now. So go for view now. Current issue view now. Go scroll view now here. Not no. Can you scroll up? So the scroll up. Yes, so it's the current issue April 2025 view now, right? Right.
Let me see.
So see, yes, and we have couple articles. They are, I mean, we do we need a free article. This one is free. Optimizing material choices for. This is abstract only, or do we have the full paper? We have to see it.
We have the full paper as
Are
well.
you
Yes.
abstract? Okay.
You see now.
Full text තියෙනවානේ හරි.
Yeah. Now you see the format appears here. Abstract, the authors, and the keywords. right? And then let us go to the PDF, so it will be easy for us to show you in a PDF. Yes. Here it looks like. You see, the title front matter appears here, and then you see the authors, and you see this little part is the abstract. The abstract tells literally the whole essence of the whole article, and then index terms or keywords appear there. Now you see it begins with the first section, introduction. And in the introduction, you see.
Now, students, what is this citation style? Do you know? What does this appears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 everywhere? Any guesses? What are these numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 everywhere. Any
Yes,
guesses?
it is numbered than texted. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Can somebody
I
tell
mean,
us the
yes. Next, we are moving on to that as well. References, yes. Dilum is asking, is it references? And Taruka, IEEE citation, yes, you have got it right. Right. Yes, it's IEEE citation. And we'll talk about the citation and referencing in yes, another 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, once we finish this discussion.
yeah, we'll go across with, we'll go along with this paper, and in which we can show up what are citations,
Yeah,
what is in-text citation, and so on.
yeah,
Now, guys, we
yeah,
are going to read the introduction of this particular article. What is the title? Optimizing material choices for flexible pressure sensors driven by triboelectric nanogenerators. Imagine that you know nothing about it, but just look at the introduction. See, it reads, with the rapid advancement of wearable technology, the technology that can be worn, flexible substrate-based pressure sensors have become crucial for various industrial applications, including wearable health monitoring devices, human-machine interfaces, robotics, and Internet of Things devices. Now this writer has written the first sentence. Can you see? And he said this first sentence with a full stop, and then he brings something here with the square bracket number 1, with the square bracket number 2, and with the square bracket number 3. What are they? You told quite rightly, they indicate the references. So when this writer created this particular first sentence, he happened to refer to 3 articles written by some other authors. සරලව කිව්වොත් මේ පළවෙනි වාක්‍ය ලියනකොට මගේ පුතේ මේ ලියපු writer මේ වාක්‍ය ලියන්නට තොරතුරු ලබා ගන්නවා, දැනුම ලබා ගන්නවා තවත් articles 3කින්. ඒ article 3 තමයි 1 2 3 විදිහට මේ cite කරලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ cite කරලා තියෙන පිළිවෙලට අපි කියනවා IEEE citation. ඒකේ සරලව දෙන්නේ number 1 square bracket එක ඇතුලේ දෙනවා. එතකොට මේ වාක්‍ය ලියපු සැනින් ඔබ දෙන රෙෆරන්ස් එක තමයි මේ ස්ක්වයර් බ්‍රැකට් නම්බර් 1. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ පළවෙනි ආටිකල් එක. ඒකට අපි කියනවා in text citation. In text citation කියලා කියන්නේ අපි වාක්‍ය ලියන අතර වාරයේදීම ආටිකල් 1 2 3 ආදී වශයෙන් එක නම් කරගෙන යනවා. මම දැන් මේ නම්බර් 1 උඩ ක්ලික් කරනවා. අපිට පේනවා දෙක ලින්ක් එකක්. I'm going to click on it and it will direct us to number 1 reference. So what is that particular article? It is by Baloda, Ansari, Singh and Gupta. Article. What is the article? Development analysis of this thing, whole thing. This is the article. And kohedeka publish une IEEE census කියන journal එකේ. ඒකේ කොයි journal එකේද? Volume 3, Volume 20 වල issue number 22 වල මොනවද page numbers? Oh my god. Are the publish une? Yes. Is there an electronic connectivity? Yes. And if you click on this, will be directed to the original article. Then what payno deka deya. Scientific writing වලදී අපිට අපේ හිතට එන දේවල් කියන්න බෑ. දැකලා. දැන් මේකට රිෆර් කරමු පළවෙනි ආටිකල් එකට යන්න කෙටි මාර්ගය පවා මේක ඇතුලේ දක්වලා තියෙනවා. Did you get me? Yes.
The small interruption.
Yes, please go ahead.
In IEEE citation, can we give them the format of the in-text citation and how to add that reference to the bibliography, the format? Is there a certain format in this IEEE citation?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
else a resource that they can refer to find out that?
Yes. My dear guys, now this citation and referencing is going to be more or less a very simple thing that you can learn by yourself. We are not going to teach it wholly. What is this and that and all that? It is all about when you take information from another article, you have to tell in your article that you took it from this particular article. ඒක කියන විදිය තමයි මේ. IEEE වලදී අපි ඒක කරන්නේ පළවෙනි ආටිකල් එකෙන් තොරතුරු ගත්ත තැන ඒ තොරතුරු සටහන් කරාට පසුව අපි ස්ක්වයර් බ්‍රැකට් එකක් ඇතුලේ ආටිකල් නම්බර් 1 කියලා දෙන්න. එතකොට අපි රෙෆරන්ස් එක දෙන්නේ 1 කියන රෙෆරන්ස් එක විතරයි. ඒ රෙෆරන්ස් එක ඒ ආටිකල් එකේ අග දීර්ඝ වශයෙන් දෙනවා. දැන් අපි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ මොහොතේ we are inviting you all to ask from any
Not
search engine.
Not ask, because this is from the IEEE website. Please refer to this document, right? I'll send you a document, a link,
sure.
which is like, wait. Because now if you're asking from AI again, it will
Of course, yes.
And then please, yes,
I
go
share
to
it in the
this.
chat.
Yes, I have shared it, and even you also can just go to this and then slide down the because it you can just self study it. Yeah.
So guys, you see what you
So
see
there
is that
are different ways of, yes, there are different ways of referencing different genres in academia. Like there's a different way to reference a conference proceeding, and there's a different way to reference what a book monograph, a book chapter, a journal. Likewise, now this is a small guide. So yes, a book chapter with title, book with editors, book with series title, volume title, conference and conference proceedings. Again, so this is like we leave this section for self studying, because you can go through it, and then yeah. Now, thing I am going to say is that now in academia there are different genres. Like there are research papers, conference proceedings, books, book chapters, journal articles, and there are so many. I mean, you can even cite data sets, social media posts, anything, right? Handbooks, lectures, lecture notes, manuals, anything. Online videos, see online videos, patents, anything. So there are there are wide variety of sources that you can cite, right? And when you cite every source, there's a certain style which you have to cite it, right? So my advice is go through this reference guidance book and keep this book with you, and it will be helpful for your throughout your university journey. Like when you are compiling your assignments, you'll be dealing with different sources of information. So when you are preparing your referencing list at the end, just cross check with this reference guide and see whether your referencing style aligns with the source type and the referencing style that is specified in this guide. Okay.
So, friends, as Madam Ashwini happened to quite clearly elaborate, any information that you take from any article, any book, any journal, any video, any media post, any patent, any online blog post or anything, every source that you took that information should be cited. Cited in the sense should be indicated in your article. I have taken this from this particular place. This is actually what we call academic integrity. Academic integrity means ඔයා අධ්‍යයන රචකයෙක් විදිහට එහෙම නැත්නම් academic ශාස්ත්‍රීය රචකයෙක් විදිහට ඔයා ඊට අදාළ ආචාර ධර්ම පද්ධතියට එකඟ වෙනවා. ඔබ දැනුම නිෂ්පාදනය කරන්නෙක් විදිහට අනික් අය නිෂ්පාදනය කරපු දැනුම ඔබ උකහා ගත්තොත් ඒ උකහා ගත්තේ කොහෙන්ද කියන කාරණය නිශ්චිතව සඳහන් කරනවා. අපි ඒකට කියනවා ශාස්ත්‍රීය රචනයේ ආචාර ධර්මයක් කියලා. ඒකට හේතුව තමයි පුතේ ඔයා කාගේ හරි දැනුම හොරකම් කරලා ඔයාගේ වගේ පෙන්නුවොත් ඔයාට වෙන දේ තමයි යම්කිසි දවසක ඔයා දැනුම නිර්මාණය කරලා දැම්මට පස්සේ ඔයා ගැන කියන්නේ නැතුව වෙන කෙනෙකුත් කියන්න පටන් ගන්නවා මේ දැනුම මගේ කියලා එයාලගේ වගේ කියන්නේ. මේ scientific knowledge industry එකේ අපි ඒකට තිත තියලා තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ academic integrity එහෙම නැත්නම් citation styles හරහා. By using citation, what we are doing is we are actually given chance for anyone to look at anyone else's writing, right? Anyone else's knowledge, anyone else's publications. By looking at, by referring at, by getting knowledge from that, you can write your own thing. It's okay. And when you write your own thing, you indicate in your writing at the very at the end of the very sentence, you indicate that you took this particular information from that article by giving square bracket, that is IEEE method. And when your reader goes to that square bracket, when you click on, or rather when you refer to square bracket 1, and if you refer it at the end of the day, at the end of the article, where this information came from is indicated. So this is simply citation, academic integrity, kira karane. When you do not follow this thing, we call you, or we flag you as a plagiarized content writer. What do you mean by plagiarism? Plagiarism means you do not follow the academic integrity standards. Where අධ්‍යයන ශාක්ෂරතාව එහෙම නැත්නම් ශාස්ත්‍රීය ශෛලිය පිළිබඳ ආචාර ධර්ම වලට පරිබාහිරව හොරෙක් වගේ කටයුතු කරනවා කියන එක තමයි ඕගොල්ලෝ plagiarism site කරාම plagiarism කියලා flag කරාම ලැබෙන්නේ. මෙන්න මේකෙන් ඔබ ගැලවෙන්නට ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම මේ ආචාර ධර්ම වලට ගරු කරාම පුතේ එක පැත්තකින් academic writing promote වෙනවා අනිත් පැත්තෙන් ඔයා ආචාරශීලී රචකයෙක් කියවන්නෙක් ලියන්නෙක් බවට පත් වෙනවා. තුන්වෙනුව යම්කිසි දවසක ඔයා දැනුම නිර්මාණය කරාම ඔයාගේ දැනුමත් නිසියාකාරව ඔයාගේ නමින් අනික් අය සටහන් තබන. කාරණේ පැහැදිලිද? Madam Ashwini, you can pose any question if you have on this.
Yeah, and sir, this IEEE is only one style guide, and now for example now when we are given assignments, usually in the instruction set of instructions they specify which style guide we should adhere to, and they say okay, adhere to IEEE style guide, or they would say Harvard, they would say APA, and then I mean okay, how we are going to adapt our writing to these different style guides. I mean, just guide them, just give them a quick guide. I mean, my strategy is just simply searching the internet. Like now, I got this from the IEEE site. So likewise, you can have go to an authentic source where they offer you the reference guide, and it contains all the details about how to search, how to cite or reference each and every type of source. and then you can keep that as a reference and compile your referencing list and your citations in your assignment, right? Okay, and shall we explore some other, like, quickly explore some other citation styles also, or are we to go to another topic of discussions?
We'll go to explore the other citation styles as well. Because now you must be wondering what these different citation styles are, right? Okay, you don't need to refer to the very uh, page that I am showing you off, but in these citation styles, my dear kids, you don't need to, make it a whole puzzle. It's quite simple. Any citation style, it could be APA, it could be MLA. Now you can see search and citation. This is OWL. This is one of the most popular citation guides. It's by Purdue University. And in that research citation guides, you see there are different styles. Can you see here? APA style, MLA style, Chicago style, IEEE style, AMA style, ASA, APA style 6th edition. So there are different styles. You know what these styles are? Style එක මොකක් වුණත් මේක හරියට මේ වගේ පුතේ. Let me explain it in an analogy. Now අපි හිතමුකෝ ඔයාට ඇඳුමක් ගන්න ඕන වුණාම ඔයා දන්නවා ඇඳුම අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ නූල් වලින් කියලා. එතකොට නූල් වලින් හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ නූල් වල තියෙන ෆයිබර්, ඒ ෆයිබර් wearable fibers, healthy fibers, ඒ නූල් යෙදලා තියෙන රටාව අනුව එයාගේ ෆැබ්‍රික් එකේ ස්වභාවය වෙනස් වෙනවා. ඒ වගේ citation style කියලා කියන්නේ පුතේ එකම තොරතුරු සමූහයක්, නමුත් ඒවා පෙළගස්වා ඇති පිළිවෙල වෙනස් වෙනවා. හරියට මේ වගේ දිගට හරහට විතරක් නම් horizontal and vertical විතරක් නම් ඔයාගේ threads ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන එක හරියට gauze එකක් වගේ නේද style එකේ fabric එක. right? දිගට හරහට ගිහිල්ලා diagonally නූල් ගියොත් ඒක තව පොඩ්ඩක් thick fabric එකක් වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ denim එකකට වගේ ගියොත් ඔයාලට පෙනෙයි මේ fabric වල නූල් ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන layers ගන්න වැඩි. දැන් මේ එකින් එක අනුව fabric එක වෙනස් වුණා වගේ style citation style වල එකින් එක වෙනස් වෙනවා. ඒවා ලොකේට් කරලා තියෙන පිළිවෙල දිගට හරහට diagonally ආදි වශයෙන් වෙනස් වෙනවා. දැන් මේකෙදි වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? ඇත්තටම ඒක ඇතුලේ දීලා තියෙන එකම තොරතුරු ටිකක්. What are the information given in a citation? Few things. Number one, it gives who the name of the writer of that particular article or book or whatever source. එතකොට writer ගේ නම දීලා තියෙන විශේෂයෙන්ම අවසාන නම. දැන් මගේ නම WMPOB රත්නායක. ඒතර මාව සයිට් කරද්දි රත්නායක කියන කොටසෙන් තමයි සයිට් කරන්නේ. හො. අවසාන නම දීලා තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මගේ ඉනිෂියල්ස් දෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ දැන් ඉනිෂියල්ස් දීලා සයිට් කරන එක පැත්තක තියන්නකෝ. ඕතගේ නම අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම
Can we just
citation එකදී
move to example? So excuse me, sir. Can you scroll down and we can go to an example and just show them because
yeah.
MLA, we can go to the guide. Can we go to the guide? I mean, scroll up. MLA guide. MLA guide. Yes. Suggest us resources there. Okay, anything. Can you just scroll down? Scroll down. Yes, MLA formatting guide. What are you doing? You are missing. Okay, are you missing? No. Here, you have it. Yes, MLA guide, the brown color, click on it. Does it appear something? Yes, okay, right.
So you can understand the speed of my internet connectivity.
Yes.
Because we have a guy who is so much fond of data at home.
Yes, yes. Now, shall I tell it? No.
Yeah,
Ane, it's
please.
not coming. Okay, okay. Yes, Ane, ඒකටමද ගියේ? style guide එකට ගියොත් ඔයාලට එතන ගන්න පුළුවන්. You can take it. Not site. I mean, you have style guide. Yes. Yeah. It's slow. Yeah. It's coming right. Hey. Oh, no, no. අර කියනවා ඇති. That is a IEEE. You can take that example even. Yeah, that is loaded, sir. You can go to that tab. Uh, yes. Scroll down. General format. So we have section headings, book, sample section headings. So what are these?
These are writing style
Formattings?
guides,
No.
yeah.
Writing style guides? No. References? Nah. There isn't.
We'll get the help of a
Shall I,
friend.
shall I, friend, shall I share from my end? If your
Please,
internet is,
please go ahead.
okay, yeah, right, okay. Wait, right. So now this Purdue owl is a very, it is a credible source. So I'll go like because it gives you uh authentic. Um, can disturbing us. Means the thing is Purdue. Okay. Okay. Just type something and then we get it, and so we'll go for a credible source from a university. Okay. Now see Harvard referencing guide, right? So see, so this is the Harvard referencing style. So right. All right. So now you have to, so you need to include a reference that work in two places. That is the index citation and then the reference list. So the index citation comes in at the end of the relevant sentence or paragraph. So in this in Harvard referencing style, it consists of the author's family name, the year of publication, and the page number for direct quotes, and where possible for the citation inside a pair of brackets. And in the reference list at the end, this is a complete list in alphabetical order by author, right? In alphabetical order by author for all the works you referenced in text, the reference give full data of each source, right? So we'll see how Harvard works. So you see, now see in text citations, uh, right. So in reference list, you usually include in this order, right? See, author's family name. So you say author AA, right? We can say now Mr. Sir Prasanna Ratnayaka Sir Genawa. So you can say family name is Ratnayaka. So Ratnayaka P. And if we have another authors to another author joining in Prasanna Ratnayaka, we can have his or her name. And then we have C, and we have author's initials, so we can have P here. And then the year of publication, which is like we can say 2025 or anything. And then article title in between single quotes in lower case and with no full stop to end, right? So this is the way where Harvard referencing style works, right? so මෙතන year එක දැම්ම comma එක දැම්ම Harvard reference style එක විදියට අනුව ඔයාලට මෙතන article title එක මේ inverted commas ඇතුලේ ලියන්න ඕනේ single quotes ඇතුලේ lower case වලින් end එකේ full stop එකක් නැහැ ඊට පස්සේ journal title එක ලියන්න ඕනේ with capitals ඊට පස්සේ ඒක italic කරන්න ඕනේ ඊට පස්සේ volume number එක ලියන්න ඕනේ number එක ලියන්න volume එක ලියන්න ඕනේ and the number journal information මේ කියන්නේ publication details and pp දාලා you are writing the what page numbers right and in in-text citations you provide the author's family name followed by the year of publication so as the මේ sentence එක ගත්තොත් as in in-text reference look like this so it has been claimed that කියලා ඔයාගේ claim එක හරි ඒ මොකක් හරි theory එක හරි ලියලා so you put the author year and the page number author no no comma or anything just the space then the year like Ratnayaka 2024 P25 right and also it could otherwise author claims that year and page number right anything right so there are two ways you can use the Harvard reference in text citation is Harvard references type now right so if you go to now here page numbers දාන විදියත් වෙනස් Harvard එකේ remember that you need to include a page number if you quote or paraphrase to refer a single page use the abbreviation P so single page නම් P දාන්නේ to if you are referring to more than one page you have to use PP දැන් මෙතන ඔය pages 3ක් විතර read කරලා ඒක refer කරනවා නම් you can use PP 3 dash 5 page from 3 to 5 and if it's a single page you can use that P3 and then now this is Harvard now let me go to IEEE right now see in IEEE citation මෙතන ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ගයිඩ් එකේ කියනවා ඒක වෙනස් වෙනවා. ඒකේ එක මේවට අනුව වෙනස් වෙනවා. I mean ඒක source එකෙන් source එක වෙනස් වෙනවා. දැන් ඔයා මොකක් හරි ඔයා ගත්තේ book එකකින් නම් ඒ information එක. So you are going to ඒ referencing එකේ කොහොමද ගන්නෙ? So it's like this, right? Wait. Right. So yeah. It's like this author, title of the chapter in the book, and then title of published book, and the edition, city of publisher, country, abbreviation of published year, chapter, sector, page. Now, for example, you can say these are the initials. So, B is the initial and the author, clause, and then the title of chapter in the book. So, yeah, it's like, what is it? In title of published book, right? This is in italics. So, what is in italics? The Robert Vision is the title of published book. මෙතන මෙයා chapter එක කියලා නැහැ. Right? In the first example. And then we are going to what? Here, city of publisher, USA. And then and here මෙතන dot එක colon එක තියලා ගන්න abbreviation of publisher that is MIT Press and then comma එකක් දාලා year එක right then stop here right you can go to this version also if else මෙන්න මේ example එක දීදී so ඔන්න author initial එක S name එක Stein and then මේක පොතක් refer කරනවා නම් මේ IEEE එකේ විදිහට title of chapter in the book we have to go with inverted commas quotation mark so the title of the book is title of the chapter of the book is random patterns in the book so in you have to put in and computers is what title of published book in computers and you is the title of the published book in italics right and make a map karagana basic format eකට map කරන there are examples you can go through the examples and just use this as just a reference right to see whether you have done the referencing correctly right Yes, so what I want to highlight is from like now here the Harvard is different and then IEEE is completely different, right? So yeah, so when you get an assignment or when you are going to publish research or a piece of writing to a certain institute or a certain requirement, they give you the certain referencing style you have to follow. So when they give it, you just do a small kind of research about the referencing style, and you get ample resources in the internet or any in the internet. So go for a credible source and then self study. Then just it's just a very small task, and then you can align the in-text citations and the reference list according to that style guide. Yes, back to you.
Madam Ashwini, can you kindly go ahead with the next 15 minutes because I have to attend one of the CA issues that are happening at the very moment. I have to resolve something. Give me 10 minutes, and until then, kindly go ahead with the discussion. I'll be back soon.
So one question: when are we finishing this session?
I think
I
we
mean,
have
we started at 7:15.
7:30. Yeah, I think
Yes,
we have
7:30. Yeah,
come to the tail end. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Or if there is anything, we can actually take it to the Friday. Uh,
yeah.
let me resolve the other issue at the other end, and you can come into sort of a concluding remark by today's work, please.
Yeah, so then I'll finish the session, right? With
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
concluding remark.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, okay, right. Right, students. Now, did you understand the IMRAD structure and the structure and citations and referencing? Now, citations and referencing is a bit of a self-study for you because now according to assignment requirements, it differs. So you can just do a small self-study. I mean, there are lots of sources you refer. So get a good source, a good guide, and then search for how to cite or refer this source, and then you can align your citation style. So you have two things, places to cite in your article, that is in-text citation, that is you are just you are just indicating a short citation in the same paragraph or the sentence, and there's the long uh, citation which is at the end of the referencing list. And this referencing list, most of the referencing list, you have to arrange the referencing list in an alphabetical order, right? Now for example, see if I screen share again. See, wait, if I'm going to see this, wait. uh, let me go to a research article and see how, let me show you how this yes. So yes, now we'll go to this article. Is it okay? Download PDF. It's downloaded and see. Wait. Stop share and I'll share again. Uh, okay. Uh, Am I sharing? Now see here. Now this is again an article, and we have the abstract and everything and everything. This is it. here we have the list of references. Now see, let's make this make this bigger. See, you have a long list of references. Um, See, now these references, see, it starts from A. Now, Ahmad, now, see, this is the surname of the author, right? Aguella Ahmad. Now, this is A. Then Barnett, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then and VW. So all these references are arranged according to the alphabetical order. That is the first letter of the starting letter. I mean the starting letter of the reference. You have to arrange this in the alphabetical order, right? And if there's a, you guys know this, if there are three A's, you just can go to the doing the second letter. Now there are three references starting from A, so you can go to the second letter. Now it's G, H, and N, right? That is simply that's and yes. So that's all about I mean referencing style, citations, and the IMRAD structure will be giving you setting up a small activity in the Moodle, right? Where you have to write a small paragraph using we'll be giving you some data from sources, and we'll be giving you the references also. You have to combine information from these sources and write a paragraph. again අපි ඊළඟ Moodle activity එක දෙන්න අපි sources ටිකක් දෙනවා. ඒ sources වල sources ටිකක් දීලා අපි ඒ sources වල තියෙන information උත් දෙනවා. ඕගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන්නේ අපි ඒ sources දෙන්නේ ඒවයි references අපි කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ වගේ අපි දෙනවා. මෙන්න මේ වගේ පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් දෙනවා. පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් දීලා කියනවා මේ පැරග්‍රාෆ් එක තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මෙන්න මේ රෙෆරන්ස් එකේ කියලා අපි දෙනවා. හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ අපි තව පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් දෙනවා. තව සෝස් එකකින් මෙහෙම දීලා අපි කියනවා මෙන්න මේ රෙෆරන්ස් එක මේ පැරග්‍රාෆ් එක තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ සෝස් එකේ කියලා ඒක රෙෆරන්ස් එකක් දෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ we are giving you the style guide. අපි style guide එකක් දෙනවා. We are telling you is it ඒක IEEE ද Harvard ද MLA ද අපි style guide එක දෙනවා. ඕගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන්නේ මේ sources වලින් දුන්න information ටික එකතු කරලා combine කරලා ඒ ටික ඒ ටික එකතු කරලා පොඩි يعني ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ ideas උත් ඒකට දාලා පොඩි paragraph එකක් construct කරන්න ලියන්න. හැබැයි ඒකෙදි ඕගොල්ලෝ අර ඒ කියන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ information ගත්තනේ අපි දුන්න sources වලින්. ඒකට ඒ sources cite කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට අපි දෙන්න style guide එකට අනුව cite කරන්න ඕනේ. That is our next Moodle activity, which will be setting you up like හෙට නෙමෙයි අනිද්දා වගේ we can set the activity so you can submit it, right? Yes. And also yes, that's it. and අපිට හිතුනොත් ඔයගලගේ CA3 එක තියෙනවානේ, CA3 එකටත් අපිට එහෙම එකක් දෙන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට ඔයගලන්ට directly question එක විතරක් දෙන්නේ නැතුව අපි ඔයගලන්ට sources ගොඩක් දීලා ඒවයි sources වල information උත් දීලා ඒවයින් තොරතුරු අරගෙන ඒව synthesize කරලා ඔයගලගේ 2500 academic essay එක ලියන්න අපි දෙන style guide එකට අනුව citations references දාලා ඒ වගේ task එකක් CA3 එකට දෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරි? ඒක තාම decide කරලා නැහැ. So ඉතින් අපි ඒ වගේ task එකක් තමයි දෙන්න හිතගෙන ඔයගලගේ CA3 එකට. and ඔයගලන්ට IMRAD structure එකයි මේ citations references අද තේරුණාද? So did you understand the lesson, guys? Hi. Just need a thumbs up if you understood it, or else if you need further explanation or clarification, you can just say in the chat. Yes. Yes, okay. Okay, I mean, okay. Right. Now, okay, now since it's 9:15, I think we can wrap up the session. And අර මන් දුන්න challenge එකට මොකද්ද කරේ? Were you able to do it? Any creative mind who could compile a list of content for your research report? A new list of content other than the IMR ready? Okay, Taruka. Right. Right. Taruka, good. Introduction. Oh, wait. Let me say send that in the main chat. Yes. So that's really interesting. Introduction of about the research, motivation to do the research, methods used in the research, okay, results, analysis, discussion about the conclusions directed by the analysis. Okay, good. So you have additionally include a motivation aspect, right? Yes. So, තරුක ඔතන තියෙන අපි කතා කරා පොඩි research gap කියලා එක. Have you heard about research gap, Dilum? Dilum who did send this? Taruk, have you heard about the concept called research gap? Taruk also have sent it. Wow, nice. Right. Send it. Taruka, have you heard about a concept called research gap? No. රීසර්ච් ගැප් එක කියන්නේ ළමයි දැන් අපි මොකක් හරි රිසර්ච් එකක් කරනවානේ අපිට රිසර්ච් එකක් කරන්න නම් ඇයි අපි රිසර්ච් එකක් කරන්න ළමයි රිසර්ච් එකේ මොකද්ද ප්‍රසන්ට් කරන්න කියන්න බලන්න ඇයි අපි රිසර්ච් එකක් කරන්න කියන්න බලන්න what is the purpose of doing a research and coming I mean doing a research what is the purpose දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ රිසර්ච් එකක් කරන්න දැන් මට කියන්න දැන් තරුක කියනවා motivation to do the research කියලා හරි තර්ක කියන්න දැන් මේ motivation to do the research කියන එක ඇති වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? How do we get ourselves motivated to do a research? Ah, no. Sorry. How do we like? Do you have an idea, Taruka? Who sent this? Taruka. හරි. දැන් තරුක කියනවා motivation to do the research කියලා. ඉෂාරා. Yes, ඔන්න ඉෂාරා ඔන්න උත්තරේ දුන්නා. Give answers for a problem or solve the problem. හරිද? ඔන්න ඉෂාරා කියනවා research එකක් කරන්න give answers for a problem or solve the problem කියලා. හරිද? එතකොට දැන් අපිට answers දැන් හරි problem එක. එතකොට ළමයි ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා අපි අඳුනගන්නේ කොහොමද කියන්න බලන්න. අපිට යම්කිසි ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා අඳුනගන්නේ කොහොමද? by facing an issue. ඔව් හරි issue එකක්. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ ළමයි හරි. දැන් අපි රිසර්ච් එකක් කරන්නේ. එතකොට අපි කියනවා මෙතන දැන් අපි හිතනවා දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතන පොඩි ඉෂුව එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි විතරක්ද රිසර්ච් කරන්නේ. අපි දැන් රිසර්ච් කියන එක අපි විතරක්ද අපි දලුතෙන් කරන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් අපි හිතමු අපි මොකක් හරි ඩොමේන් එකක් සිලෙක්ට් කරගෙන අපි හිතමු අපි දැන් ඔයාලා අපි හිතමු ඔයාලා ගොඩක් ඉන්ට්‍රෙස්ටඩ් කියලා තර්මෝඩයිනමික්ස් කියන ඩොමේන් එකට. හරිද? මේ තර්මෝඩයිනමික්ස් කියන ඩොමේන් එක තව ලොකුයි. තව කියන්නේ මේක ලොකු වැඩි. අපි තර්මෝඩයිනමික්ස් එකේ තව පොඩි ඇස්පෙක්ට් එකක් ගමු. මම දෙන්නට තර්මෝඩයිනමික්ස් කියන පොඩි ඇස්පෙක්ට් එක මේ ෆීල්ඩ් එක ගන්න. හරිද? මේ තර්මෝඩයිනමික්ස් කියන ෆීල්ඩ් එකේ රීසර්ච් ගොඩාක් කෙරලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? හැබැයි ඔයා කියනවා මේ කළා තියෙන රීසර්ච් ගොඩාක් තිබ්බට මෙන්න මේ particular area එක ගැන රිසර්ච් කරලා තියෙනවා අඩුයි. ඒක හින්දා මෙන්න මේ area එකේ ගොඩක් ඒ කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ area එකේ යම්කිසි problem එකක් තියෙනවා මේකට solution එක කවුරුත් රිසර්ච් කරලා හොයාගෙන නැහැ. හරිද? එතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? ඒකින්ද මම මේ රිසර්ච් එකෙන් කවුරුත් මේ හොයා මේ වැඩි රිසර්ච් කරලා නැති මේ නැති නිසා ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකක් හටගෙන තියෙන ඒ වගේම ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකට කවුරුත් රිසර්ච් කරලා සොලියුෂන් එකක් දීලා නැති ඒරියා එක මම තෝරගත්ත මගේ රිසර්ච් එකට මම මගේ රිසර්ච් එකෙන් අන්න ඒ ગેප් ඒ ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එක සෝල්ව් කරන්න යන්න. එතකොට ළමයි ඕගොල්ලන්ට එනවා ලිටරේචර් රිවිව් කියලා එකක්. හරිද? ඒක පස්සේ දැනගන්න. කියන්නේ ඔයාලා ගොඩාක් කියවන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයාලා මොකක් හරි ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකක් අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි කරගන්න නම් හරි. මේක ගොඩක් ඒ කියන්නේ එක එක විදි තියෙනවා. ඔයාලට ප්‍රැක්ටිකලි සමාජයේ තියෙන ගැටලුවක් ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරිද? එතකොට ඔයාලට දැන් ප්‍රැක්ටිකලි සමාජයේ තියෙන ගැටලුවක් අරගෙන ඔයා පොඩ්ඩක් හොයන්න ඕනේ. හරි. මේ ගැටලුව ගැන සම්බන්ධව ඇත්තටම කලින් මිනිස්සු කලින් සයන්ටිස්ට්ලා හොයලාද තියෙන්නේ. ඇත්තටම මේක ගැන මොනවද ඒගොල්ලෝ පළ කරපු මතවාද. හරිද? එතකොට ඔයාලට මේවා ගැන හොයා යනකොට කියන්න පුළුවන් හරි. මේ ඇස්පෙක්ට්ස් ගැන කට්ටිය හොයලා තියෙනවා. මේ ඇස්පෙක්ට්ස් වලට සොලියුෂන්ස් දීලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ අතින් මෙන්න මේ පර්ටික්යුලර් මම හොයාගත්ත ඇස්පෙක්ට් එක මිස් වෙලා තියෙනවා ඒගොල්ලෝ අතින්. මෙතන පොඩි හෝල් එකක් තියෙනවා. මම මේ හිඩස පුරවන්න තමයි මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට උත්තරේ හොයන්න තමයි මගේ රිසර්ච් එකෙන් කරන්න කියලා. හරිද? ඒ වගේ තමයි ඔයා කියනවා. ඒකින්ද මගේ රිසර්ච් එක මොකද්ද? unique and novel. unique and novel. මේක අලුත් දෙයක්. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක ලෝකෙට අලුත් දෙයක් තමයි මම මේ රිසර්ච් එකෙන් ප්‍රසන්ට් කරන්නේ. කවුරුත් හොයාගත්තේ නැති, කවුරුත් එක්ස්ප්ලෝර් කරපු නැති ප්‍රශ්නයකට උත්තරයක් තමයි මම මේ රිසර්ච් එකෙන් මේ හොයන්නේ. ඒක ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි කවුරුත් මෙන්න මේ ඒරියා එක ගැන රිසර්ච් කරලා නැහැ. ඒකින්ද මම මේ ඒරියා එකේ පොඩි ගැටලුවක් හොයාගත්ත මේ ඒරියා එක ගැන කවුරුත් රිසර්ච් කරන්නේ නැති නිසා මේ ඒරියා එකේ පොඩි ගැටලුවක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් මම මේ ගැටලුවට පොඩි විසඳුමක් හොයාගත්තා. අන්න ඒක තමයි පුතේ රිසර්ච් ගැප් කියන්නේ. හරිද? රිසර්ච් ගැප් එක කියන්නේ ඒරියා එක ගැන පොඩි ගැප් එකක් තියෙනවා. කවුරුත් ඒක ගැන වැඩි රිසර්ච් කරලා නැහැ. හරිද? අන්න එතනින් තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට රිසර්ච් ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකේ. හරි. ඕගොල්ලෝ කියනවා හරි. මේ ඉතින් මම හොයාගත්ත මෙතන ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එක අන්නේ ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකට තමයි මම සොලියුෂන් එකක් හොයන්න මෙන්න මේ මෙතඩ් එක යූස් කරලා මම මේ ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එකට සොලියුෂන් එකක් හොයනවා. මම මේ එක්ස්පෙරිමන්ට්ස් කරනවා. මෙන්න මේ මොනවද ඩේටා කලෙක්ට් කරනවා. කියලා මම මේ විදිහට ඩේටා ඇනලයිස් කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මට මේ රිසර්ච් ඒවි හරි ආපු රිසර්ච් අනුව මම හොයාගත්තා මේ ඉෂුව එකට ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එක මේක සොල්ව් කරන්න නම් පුළුවන් මෙන්න මේ විදිහට කියලා ඔයාගේ සජෙෂන්ස් ඒව දෙනවා. හරි? That's simply a research, right? Now, did you understand that? ඔන්න ඕක තමයි මම මොටිවේෂන් කියන එක ලින්ක් කරේ. ඔය රිසර්ච් ගැප් එක පුතේ අපිට ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් පාර්ට් එකේදී අපි කතා කරන. right? ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් පාර්ට් එකේදී අපි කතා කරන ලිටරේචර් රිවිව් රිසර්ච් ගැප් කියන එක අපි ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් පාර්ට් එකේ කතා කරනවා. so simply motivation කියන එක අපිට ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් පාර්ට් එකේ කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. IMRAD ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එක අනුව. හරි? right. so thank you තරුකෝ වගේ content page එකට අපි දිලුම්ගේ එක ගත්තොත් හරි ඉන්වෙස්ටිගේෂන් against පුතේ අපි මෙතඩ්ස් වලදී අපි ඉන්වෙස්ටිගේෂන් කියන්නේ අපි මෙතඩ්ස් වලදී අපි කතා කරනවා මේක කොහොමද අපි කරන්නේ මේක කරන්න කියලා ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් හරි අන්න ethical and future condition ethical කියන්නේ ethical aspect එක අපිට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් IMRAD එකේ අපිට ඕනම් ඉන්ට්‍රොඩක්ෂන් එකේ ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයාලට වෙනම සෙක්ෂන් එකක් ethical කියලා දාන්න පුළුවන්. හරි? You can simply violate the structure. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ දුන්නොත් ඔයාලට දැන් ඔයාලට assignment එක හරි මොකක් හරි ඒ දෙන එකේ ඔයාලට කිව්වොත් මෙන්න මේ structure එක follow කරන්න කියලා ඔයාලට ඉතින් ඒ structure එක දාන්න වෙනවා. ඉතින් ඔයාලා ඒ කියන්නේ එහෙම template එකක් එයාලා දුන්නොත් මෙන්න මේ template එකට ඔයාලගේ content හදන්න කියලා එතකොට අර ටික ඔයාලට ඒ විදිහට හදාගන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. හරි? දැන් තේරුණාද? right? Did you understand something? So thank you Taruka and Dilum for sending your templates. So yeah. So did you understand something? Yes, Dilum, right? And the other one, Taruka and the others, did you understand about this whole idea of how a research emerges, a research idea emerges? Others, how are you? Or have you any questions? Questions තියෙනවා නම් පුතේ chat එකේ දාන්නකෝ.
Yes, madam, and sorry for interrupting. I'm back. Yes. If there are questions, they can actually continue posting them in WhatsApp group as well, so that we
WhatsApp
can
group.
take,
Yes. So I
yeah,
just yes. Yeah, I just now they send their template. So I now Taruka has sent that has included an element called motivation to do the research. So I just elaborated on how to find the research gap and the problem identification. So that's simply the motivation to do the research and
great.
that
Yeah.
analogy. Yeah, and the
And
literature
Putha,
review and everything.
To be
So
frank, yes, we need a lot of discussion on these regards. And keep in mind that though we are going to conclude the program probably in 2 weeks' time, you all are free to consult us on anything, any matter related to academic. We are more than happy to help you all. I think that is the case of Madam Ashwini as well.
yes, Pudha. So feel free to contact us. Uh, if you come across any problem in your writings, in your presentings, simply in communication aspects in your degree, just simply just put us a message, and we are very happy to help you. Yeah, and that's that. We are very happy to help you because you are. We are very like happy to see you thrive in your degree. Your undergraduate and your pass your undergraduate with flying colors and everything. And so, the base of your degree comes with proper communication skills. That is writing and speaking, listening. Now you just learn the theory matters from your core lectures, core subjects, but again, to put that them into practice or just I mean, to make something out of the theory aspects or the core subjects that you learn, you need proper communication skills. So that's where academic literacy skills comes out, right? So if you face any difficulty in writing, presenting, academic presenting, anything, so just consult us and we are very happy to help. And yes, sir.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are more than happy to help you in all those aspects. And of course, we are really, really glad to have a bunch of kids like you who are coming from, the future. And we are here to bridge your gap between your present situation and the future. And yes, we can go to all those acknowledgements perhaps on the last day. Thank you very much for keeping stay alive, attentive, and responsive throughout. And we can go to,
And yes, so we did a session on evaluating sources for our second batch. And if you didn't come to that session, we can share the recording link. So it's good if you could watch that recording also, because we covered a lot. Covered some aspects about how to find sources. How to navigate into journal articles. It's not just a big deal, but just it's good if you could watch that recording as well before starting your university academics.
yes, and of course, most of the videos that we hosted there will be made available for you with a direct link to our YouTube channel so that you'll be able to view anything that we taught there without any trouble at all. So that's the good news from us. So, madam,
So yes, yeah. So we can bid them goodbye and good night, and yeah.
good night,
I
ladies and
hope there are no
gentlemen.
questions. Yeah.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night.
Good night, madam.